Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Thursday, the 6th of May. All right, now, bit of a mixed situation here on some of these markets. Treasuries a little bit mixed, bit up and down. The equity markets, bit up and down. You know, although I'm sort of factoring in the NASDAQ as the key component or indice up there at the moment. The currencies, now this is not a strange one. You can see the dollar here, the dollar index, it is trading sideways, right? We've got the non-farm payrolls, one of the big hairy numbers of the month, each month coming up in a day or 2 days. We've got the Bank of England coming up today, and then the initial jobless claims out of the US as well. So what we are doing is, and coming on the back of Janet Yellen's comments of the day that they'd have to raise rates if the economy overheated, this brings the non-farm payrolls really into play, right? We get a really strong non-farm payrolls. It's going to not put pressure on the Fed to say something different, but it starts to push them into a corner. Now, the dollar index, it's got a slight upward bias. You can see here, it's just trading sideways here now. Dollar Swiss, tricky price action through here. It's now trading sideways, but you can see an upward sloping trend line. Dollar yen, well, the yen's neutral, the dollar going up, but once again, trading sideways into the non-farm payrolls. This is commonplace, right? When you get to the end of Wednesday in North America, you come into Thursday's trading, they'll have a look at the early numbers, and then they'll really wait for the US numbers to come out. So dollar CAD trading sideways. This is one of the pairs, I think, come Friday, which has a huge opportunity. We get weak US numbers, strong CAD numbers. This thing's down 150, and vice versa. Strong US numbers, weak CAD, it could be up 150. It's probably one of those key pairs you want to look at. Although we do have Canadian employment numbers released at the same time as the non-farm payrolls. And that's problematic, right? Because there's no liquidity at the time of the release. As much as you know what's going on, you just can't get in, right? So just having a look here, Euro drifting. Now, it looks like it's found fair value around 120 the figure. I still like it lower. I've been saying that for like 3 years, but it's really disappointing me. I thought it'd be back at 110 by now, but it's not. Sterling drifting sideways in big ranges, but we do have support and resistance trend lines. And the Aussie and Kiwi, just a little bit of a relief rally here. And it goes against the general dollar strength that's in the market, right? So just be aware, it's those pairs could be a little bit tricky as we go forward. Now, what we need to be sort of looking for is the opportunities coming out, where direction's going to come from, right? Obviously, as I said, the Bank of England, you got the US weekly numbers coming out, the jobless claims. Now, they don't have as much weight as the US non-farm payroll, so just understand that. Coming into Friday's trading, though, we will have some early European data, which could give us an early lead on Euro coming into that day of trading. Then it comes down to the non-farm payrolls. Huge number. It's the key number the Fed are talking about as far as we need to see maximum employment, whatever the number that may be. And don't forget, you got the Canadian numbers. So with these two big numbers coming out, I'd say trading over the next day is going to be pretty muted. I would expect things just to drift sideways as we get closer to those events. The treasuries, well, they're on the sidelines a bit. So are equity markets. We're all waiting for this data to see what impact that has on the Fed, in future interest rates, and that's where the currencies will get their clear direction. So right now, right, you come into the Asian session once again. If you're looking for something, some inspiration, US equity futures are up. Okay, it creates a bit of a risk-on bias. So the dollar block should be going up. The dollar should be drifting lower. But I tell you what, look at the percentage changes here. The currencies are hardly moving, right? So don't get too caught up in some big move today, because it doesn't look like it's going to come off. All right, guys, at this point, patience is the key. Wait for the data, then we'll have direction, then you get in. All right, guys, have a good one. Cheerio.